reveal will force you to confront something most people never want to admit, that the human mind, under the right circumstances, can shatter in ways we barely understand. And here's something else you need to hear. Stay with me until the very end, because before this story closes, I'm going to share two powerful, potentially life-saving strategies for anyone trapped in domestic violence, relationship abuse, or spiraling mental health crisis. These aren't just tips, they're lifelines, and they could save someone you love. But first, we need to understand who Oninda Romulus really was, because the woman who stood at that gas station wasn't born a killer. She was once a daughter, a sister, a mother trying to raise 4 children in a world that was slowly crushing her. So who was she? And what broke her beyond repair? That's where this story truly begins. Oninda Romulus, 31 years old, permanent resident of Montgomery County, but her life had recently landed her in Porter, Texas, a small, tight-knit community where neighbors wave from porches and everyone knows everyone else's business. Except nobody knew Oninda. She'd only lived there a few months, long enough to be seen, but not long enough to be known. Neighbors would later tell reporters they'd spotted her coming and going, sometimes with her children trailing behind. But conversations, interactions, those never happened. She kept to herself, kept her head down, moved through the world like a ghost passing through walls. One neighbor recalled seeing her once at the mailbox. "I said hello," the neighbor explained. She just nodded and walked away. I figured she was shy, maybe overwhelmed. You don't push people who don't want to be pushed. But was it shyness? Or was it something far more serious already taking root? Oninda had 4 children, 4 different personalities, 4 different futures that should have stretched out before them like open roads. Okareo Covington was 13, on the edge of adolescence, that awkward space between childhood and becoming whoever he was meant to be. He had his whole life waiting: high school, first love, college, career, grandchildren someday, all of it stolen in an instant. Amora Chappelle was only 3 years old, still learning to form full sentences, still discovering the world through wide, curious eyes. She should have been starting preschool, making friends, learning to tie her shoes. Instead, she became a statistic. Then there were the 2 survivors, an 8-year-old boy and a 9-year-old girl whose names have been withheld to protect their privacy. 2 children who witnessed something no child should ever see. 2 children now carrying physical scars and psychological wounds that may never fully heal. 4 children, 1 mother, and a family structure that, from the outside,